If I had to recall the end, I'd have to say that I didn't know what happened, or even how it happened. I don't know that when I crossed over that line, I regretted the life I had lived. The reason for this feeling wasn't in that very instant that it had occurred. No, it was later, after my conversation with him, that thing. To explain, I'll have to recount the bizarre conversation that took place. There wasn't a bright light, nor was there an innate inky blackness before me. It was a grand hall that was well lit by candles, and some sunlight dripping through the windows and casting its body across the floor. There was this figure at the end of the hallway, opening a door and closing it behind itself. I trekked at a fast pace to reach the door that I had recognized. Yes, this place I had known as it was in my childhood memory of a strange yet comforting mansion. Upon the doorknob my hand embraced the cold brass metal and twisted it. Pulling I found difficult before coming to the conclusion that a push would not be any more effective. I poised my knuckles and rapped the door 3 times. The wood sounded heavy. A voice broke the apparent silence that clung to the moment. It was low in volume and kind in intentions.
"You may enter."
A small click sounded, and the lip of the door parted from the mouth of the doorway. A small office space sat, highlighted by a single large window with the outline of a chair, its back facing me. It began to slowly turn, revealing the figure I had watched enter the room before I had entered. He wore professional businessman attire. The only thing that was off about him was the fact that he sat quietly, the corners of his mouth slightly upturned, and that his eyes were completely white. His hands were met at the fingertips as his body leaned forward so his elbows could rest upon the surface of the desk. A thought began to play upon my mind, and my mouth opened only to close with uncertainty, if that was really sort of the question I should ask.
"You're dead, by the way, in case you were wondering."
The strange man spoke plainly. "I am?" How could I be certain? It felt like a dream that I very much wanted to be awakened from.
"Oh, you're dead all right. You took quite the nasty spill in the streets of your hometown."
My face scrunched up, my nose upturned, and I pointed my finger fairly briefly at the man. "And who are you exactly? I can't say we've met before." I jested. I knew I had never met this man. I'd never seen anyone like him in the entirety of my lifetime.
"I go by many names, and I take on many different forms."
A dark smile flashed clean, white rows of teeth which painted themselves across his face, but only for a moment's notice. "So if I'm dead, then what is this place? And what does one do when you're dead?" A smirk played with his facial expression as he spoke.
"It's your place, and there's dreadfully nothing of value to do here."
My voice was laced. I could hear it, but I couldn't stop it. It began to slightly quiver as if I were to black out. "Where is everyone?" I asked.
"On their own plane of existence. I can see them all at once, and don't worry, you're not the only one with no visitors,"
the man said with a cheer. He continued on to explain.
"I am the last of my kind, and have been for eons. You just needed to call upon me once, by any name, be it angel or devil.
The man stood from his chair smoothly, brushing himself off, and ended with,
Welcome to the afterlife. This is your personal hell, and there is no escaping it.
This man made his way past me, exited the office, and closed the door behind himself. I took his place at the office chair. Since there was nothing better to do, I recorded my first encounter with him on this fancy parchment. The longer I've been here, the more the mirage of being alive has faded. I don't breathe. My chest mimics taking in breaths, but no air makes its way into my body. And then, it was only after he left that I realized I had been in a hospital gown. I've been only to assume that I died there. I'm also wondering why I won't have any visitors like it said. No family, friends, pets. I must have not made any acquaintances, or had any children. My memory fails me, and it is a painful ache in the deep pit of my stomach. Hey you, Ghostpaw here, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I'd like to give a big shout out to Sinestra, who was the author of tonight's spooky tale. If you like the story, you can find a link to her page down in the description below. You can also check out some of the other videos that I've done for her. Those too will also be in the description below. If you liked tonight's story, be sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, leave me a comment, and make sure if you're new to hit that subscribe button so you can catch more of my spooky tales. And remember, Ghostpaw is always hunting, and I might just be hunting you.